I feel like I've already made this video. I have made this video, haven't I? A couple of days ago, actually. Oh wait, it was about a man who donated his kidney, not to his girlfriend, but to his girlfriend's mother. And then 1 month later, the girlfriend leaves him and gets married right after. But now it's the opposite. Now it's a woman that donates the kidney to the boyfriend, and then the boyfriend ends up cheating on her and then dumping her over the phone. Yikes. So let's listen to this story. Apparently, it can happen to women as well. I don't know if people who donate kidney to loved ones only to get dumped afterwards is a thing that happens, but we just are unaware because we don't read the newspapers. And now in the age of internet, more of these cases are coming up, but I am starting to think that there might be an epidemic of this. Some people might require to have a conversation, like do not donate kidneys out of love, okay? Like if you donate a kidney, you do it to save a person's life. You don't expect that person to be in your life afterwards, because it can happen. Like, prepare for the worst, expect the best. I think that is the gold standard here. So, this lady, which is a TikTok influencer, apparently donated her kidney to the boyfriend. And the boyfriend used to have chronic kidney failure since the age of 17. And he was struggling with this. He had to go and do dialysis periodically. Like, it was really difficult. He only had one kidney, and apparently that only had like 5% of a function. So, yeah, I mean, it was really bad for him. And the woman wanted to help him out. So she donated the kidney for him. And then afterwards, the guy said that he is leaving for Las Vegas for a bachelor party with some guys in his church. So he went with the congregation, not to worship Jesus, but to have a bachelor party in Las Vegas. But what happens in Las Vegas doesn't stay in Las Vegas, because he actually told her that he was cheating. So this is something that people with guilt do, which, by the way, is not to do anything but to alleviate that person's guilt. So when a man cheats, they feel guilty about it. And then when they're telling their spouse about it, they're not really trying to help the spouse or anything like that. No, they're trying to alleviate their own guilt. So just so you know, it's a bad thing to do. It's a dick move, as they call it. I mean, if you cheated, you couldn't help yourself. You couldn't keep the snake in the pocket, and no one knows. Just leave it there, okay? Don't cheat again. Never do it again, but don't tell her about it. It's not going to fix it. All right? You're only telling her about it not because you want to be honest. No, you feel guilty, don't you? You should have felt guilty before doing it, just saying. But you don't feel guilty, so when you tell her about it, what ends up happening is that, well, now you jeopardize the entire relationship. But this lady apparently forgave him. She must be Jesus. I mean, honestly. You donate a kidney to a guy, and then he goes to Las Vegas and has a good time. And then comes up to you and tells you about it. And she forgave you. No, she is Jesus, isn't she? But apparently later, the guy dumped her. But he didn't dump her face to face, like a normal person. No. He dumped her over the phone. So probably the guy did feel really remorseful about the situation. But the thing with love, and this is what most people fail to understand, the thing with love is that it's emotional. It's not rational. So if you love a person, like if you're really in love with a person, no amount of rationalization is going to make you stop loving that person. Like if your heart beats really hard, when you see that little Juliet over there going foo at you, right? Well, no amount of logic. If people come up to you and say, look, she's a bad girl. She's a gold digger. She likes to do bad things to good people. No amount of that is going to move you away from the succubus. And I know I use the word succubus a lot in my videos. I want to see how often I can get away with it. But, as I was saying, if you actually love someone, there is no rationalization for you to ration yourself out of love. If you don't love someone, so the opposite, There is no rationalization you can actually start loving that person. So no amount of like logic and debating is going to make you love. Even if like that person gives you a kidney, even if that person gives you a car, even if that person gives you a child, like that doesn't matter. All right? Like if you don't feel it, if you don't have the emotion, then it's not there. Now, it really depends on the people. There are some people that view relationship either as a duty or they're marrying for love, like they're in a relationship for love. So if they're in a relationship for love, I got bad news. Love usually lasts for like a couple of years. Very rarely does it happen that it goes for a long way, because like love is just a bunch of chemicals that make your brain think weirdly, right? So those chemicals, you become immune to them over time. So unless you have things in common, unless you have like a common purpose, unless you want to, like raise a kid together, or you're investing money into a household or something, yeah, if you just married for love and you didn't marry for being with that person, then it's going to end up like in the situation of this couple, which didn't marry, but well, you know what I mean. And it's possible that the guy without the kidney had certain things that he couldn't do before. So, for example, maybe he couldn't have been as active. Maybe, like he was a little bit more pale. You get what I mean, right? And now that he has another kidney, now he wants to experience life, because now he can do a lot of things that he couldn't do before. So this is why he is a lot more promiscuous. But of course, this is at the detriment of this lady. And as I mentioned before, donating a kidney has a lifelong impact. This means that you can't do the things you used to do. You have to go on a strict diet so you don't get kidney stones, because you get only one kidney now. So it's problematic, right? And I do understand what she's feeling. But, I mean, the solution is to be more careful who you donate kidneys to, I guess. I'm sorry, the world is filled with bad people, and your decision, especially when it's a lifelong commitment, might have consequences, and it's a risk. I mean, it could be that there is another person who did the same, donated a kidney to the person they loved, and then they were happily married and managed to grow old together. Maybe that is the case, but I'm pretty sure like this lady is really regretting the decision, especially when the guy is an asshole. I mean, dumping her over the phone, which signifies the fact that yes, he was feeling awful about it. But he was also a coward. He couldn't sack up to at least dump her in his face. And then he even tells her, like, this is even worse. Like, he tells her that the reason she donated the kidney was to make her look good. So, like she wanted to virtue signal that she donated the kidney. So that's why the guy thinks that she donated it to him. Not because he wanted to save his life. No. She wanted to look good. So you can imagine the type of gentleman we're talking about here. And yeah, I'm really curious how the people experience this. Now, what it's interesting is that in the comment section, people are treating her exactly like the man who donated his kidney. Like there's half of people that are upset and they're, I guess, like lecturing her. Why did you do it? You should have thought before, blah, blah, blah. Just like they were lecturing the man. And there's other group of people that generally feel sympathy towards her. And there's people that go like, oh my God, like I wish I would meet a woman like you. And it is what it is, right? So I just wanted to show you that the opposite can happen. And it's kind of weird that it's happening so fast, one after the other. It's almost like it's a trend. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.